Hi, my name is Emily, and today we're going to discuss the New England sea lion. We're going to talk about how it became endangered and what we're currently doing to protect it, as well as where it lives, what it looks like, what it eats, and a little bit more about the life and happenings of the New England sea lion. Right now, we're going to start with where it is located. The sea lion is located in, obviously, New Zealand, where it originated, and it lives in the southern areas of New Zealand. It also has been found in the Macquarie Island in Australia. Its habitat is known as terrestrial marine, terrestrial meaning of the earth and marine being the water. Scientists have classified several different things to name the habitat of the New England sea lion. This is forest shrubland, marine neuretic, marine oceanic, marine intertidal, marine coastal, and marine supratidal. Moving on to the scientific classification of this sea lion. Its scientific name is right here. It's pronounced Phocartos hookeri. Its taxonomy is as follows: Kingdom Animalia, Phylum Chordata, Class Mammalia, Order Carnivora, Family Ortitaridae, and the genus is Phocartus, where it gets its first section of its scientific name. Moving on to the looks of the New England sea lion. Here I have added a picture of a male New England sea lion. Let's see if you guys can see it just a little bit better. Okay, so we're looking at a typical male of the New England sea lion with a dark brown coat, typically around the shoulders, the end, and the tail, as well as the flippers and the head. When you look at the neck of a male New England sea lion, you're going to see a fade into a lighter blonde color with plenty of speckles up through his fur. The fur on his neck is going to be a bit longer than everywhere else on his body. You're also going to see this tan color carry into areas like the bottom of his flippers and his belly. When you look at the setup of the New England sea lion, you'll notice that his body, his neck, and his head are much wider and more stout than the female counterparts. These males can live up to 23 years long on scientific average. They measure anywhere between 2 to 3.25 meters in length, and they weigh anywhere from 250 to 300 kilograms. These males can sexually mature at about 5 years of age, which is a bit longer than their female counterparts. Compared to their female counterparts, they are much larger and darker, and weigh and are longer than their female counterparts. Female counterparts only measure about 1.8 to 2 meters in length and only weigh about 61 to 104 kilograms on average. This is less than half of their male counterparts. The females live anywhere from 18 years long, and they sexually mature at about 3 to 4 years of age, a year or two before their male counterparts. When we take a look at the looks and setup of a female pinniped or sea lion, these pinnipeds are carrying the same stout body with a much slimmer head than their male counterparts. The bottom is going to carry that beautiful tan color, and the backs and flippers will carry a light gray as compared to the males. When looking at the pups of a New England sea lion, they're going to carry a dark brown or dark gray coat with some tan on the belly, regardless of their gender. We won't see a change in color till they reach about almost a year of age, when their fur is going to start changing into the long, darker, speckled coat of the male, or they're going to stay the sleek, light tan and light gray that we see in our female pinnipeds. These pinnipeds mainly survive off of arrow squid, but they will also eat things like codfish, opal fish, octopus, and on the rare occasion, they'll eat shark. This also brings us to our next point, that the only predator scientists have identified of the New England sea lion are great white sharks. The closest relative that we have found of the Phocartos hookeri is the Australian sea lion, also known as Neophoca cinereal. These pinnipeds share an area with our New England sea lion. The New England sea lions, if you remember, also live on an island in Australia called the Macquarie Island, and these Australian sea lions live there as well. These pinnipeds carry a much different look than our New England ones. They are much slimmer with a tan coat on the bottom and a gray coat on the top. They have a broad eye set and a dark nose with a stout, very short nose compared to our male and female pinnipeds. These sea lions are amongst one of the most endangered sea lions that we are looking at, much like our New England ones. They, along with the New England sea lion, were hunted heavily for their skin and the oils that they produce. The reproductions of the New England sea lion are as follows. The females will sexually mature, like I said before, at around 3 to 4 years of age, and the males will sexually mature at 5 years of age. They're very philopatric. Philopatric means that any species, or anything really, doesn't tend to move very far from where they're born and where they breed. They tend to stay in a very close range of where they breed. They also breed in very large colonies. We're speaking hundreds of these sea lions will meet for their breeding. And they breed anywhere from November to January of a particular year, with their pups being in early December or late January of the end of the year or the early of the next year. Here I've included a couple pictures of a sea lion pair breeding or beginning to find their mate. They do things like cuddle, they blow kisses, the males will make very loud noise to attract their female counterparts, and they'll also do a very playful game of kind of tag. Threats to the New England sea lions include the biological resource use. We do, in New Zealand, have very large fisheries set up that harvest the arrow squid that the sea lions have as the main part of their diet. Another very big problem is invasive species and genes and diseases. We're seeing a very large epidemic happening within the sea lions of a bacterial disease at the moment. Another big problem is earthquakes and tsunamis to come in with geological events. That's something that none of us can really prevent, but it does plague these sea lions nonetheless. The current status of the New England sea lion is classified as endangered. This endangered status was put in place as of the 18th of November in 2018. The population is decreasing rapidly, and we are seeing only about 3,031 mature individuals of the New England sea lion in the wild at the moment. Even though the sea lion isn't exploited by humans anymore or hunted for their resources, we are still seeing a very dramatic drop in their population due to a bacterial epidemic that is affecting their adults and pups, mainly their pups. Whenever this bacterial infection passes through, it is wiping out nearly 50% of a particular litter of pups within the colonies of these New England sea lions. Continuing on with the current status, one of the biggest problems besides our bacterial epidemic is the fact that the New Zealand arrow squid fishery is using a bycatch method. A bycatch method is a large funneled net in which fish would swim into, they would close very quickly, and it would scoop up all of the fish and anything within the net so that they can fish in mass quantities. Whenever the fish and squid would go into this netting, the New England sea lion would be lured into these nets in pursuit of their food, and it would result in them drowning within the net as they can't escape from them. Our current efforts to preserve the New England sea lion is that the species had a law passed that it is illegal to hunt these species in New Zealand as of 1893. They're also protected due to the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1978. This act states that no species could be caught, killed, injured, attracted, poisoned, tranquilized, herded, harassed, disturbed, or possessed by anyone. Another good effort is that we have included sleds inside of these bycatch methods in New Zealand. So a sled is a safety measure put in place so that whenever fishers drop these large funneled nets, that our sea lions can still escape if they are attracted into the nets for their food. A metal grid is placed about the middle or midway of the net so that the only thing that can pass into the smaller funneled end is the fish. Such as the squid, it'll pass through this grate and continue to the under end, while the larger objects, such as our pinnipeds, will be directed towards the top and head out the top to where they can go to freedom and not be captured and drowned by the nets. Here I've highlighted the diagram of how this goes. They'll swim in this larger end, the fish will follow this dark blue line out to the smaller end, the green grate is placed, and the yellow is where our pinnipeds right here will come out of the top and be released. Luckily, with these efforts, we have been able to stabilize the population of the New England sea lion. As of right now, we have not been able to get this population increasing. We are still struggling with counteracting the bacterial disease that is killing 50% of their pups, but with massive movements such as the sleds being placed in these New Zealand fisheries, we are hoping to increase the population within the next 100 of years and bring back these New England sea lions from endangered to not of concern. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.